Have you ever wondered how to debug your UI in Android app? Today I want to show you Android Studio tool called Layout Inspector. So what it is? Layout Inspector is an Android tool specifically used to debug the hierarchy of your UI components. In this case, I will be using Compose. So first of all, I will show you some options. Like the first thing, we can change the layout. So we can split horizontally, vertically, we can change how things are arranged. In my case, I will be using the default one, which is this one. And for this specific video, I created a very complex UI to show you how to use this tool. So let's move to the other things. As you can see on this panel, we can display with this click, we can expand all of our composables in our UI, and you can see in here all the composables that are in my layout. They are, of course, many of them, but it's good because it will be easier to show you how everything how everything is working. So the first thing is toggle deep inspect. With it, I can select one of my composables. Without it, I can do this. So I click it, I choose, let's say this one, and as you can see, elevated card has been selected, and I can debug attributes of this elevated car. Like I can see what is the width, height, colors, shape, and any other attributes of this specific elevated card in my composable. So let's move to the other options, like snapshot, export, import. With this thing, we can save the snapshot of our current UI, and as you can see, the snapshot is been saving. So we need to wait a little bit, and now we have a snapshot. So it is mainly used to use with 3D mode, but you can use it in any other way as you want. It's good to use it to just save your current UI version and to compare then with the new one or with the old one. But I show you the really cool thing, which is 3D mode. So in this normal layout inspector, we use 2D mode, but in here we can turn this 3D mode, and as you can see, our app is shown in 3D mode. We can use layer spacing to decrease or increase this layer spacing, so it will be easier to see everything. And you can, of course, click it as if it were a normal layout inspector. You can, of course, show with different angles and see on our UI. This is a 2D UI, and we turn to left or right to debug everything. If we want to turn it off, we need to click it right here, and we return to the 2D mode. Okay, we can, of course, import our previous snapshots. So let's move on to the next topic, which is load overlay. Load overlay is very useful to use with UI mockups. So let's say I have my mockup UI in PNG. I open it and I can now, with overlay alpha, I can compare my layouts. So as you can see, there are some differences between the layouts I have and the layouts I want to have. So I can compare them with it. So yeah. And view options. With view options, we can change how our layout inspector display our layout. So let's say I click on this composable and I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it is. I know only it's elevated card because it is shown in here. But if we want to be certain of this, we can click show view label, and now as you can see, elevated card is shown above, so I know what this thing is. So the second thing is show borders. It's very useful because as you can see, I can now examine my paddings, margins, and any other thing that are between each other or below or beyond these composables. Without it, it looks like a normal layout, as if user will see. There is the third thing, but it's meant for false fonts, and the last, which is recomposition color, which is used to highlight colors when recomposition is triggered. Like let's say I change it to blue, and now I will trigger a recomposition. I need to turn it off, toggle deep inspect, because I'm now selecting composables. We need to turn it off, and now we can interact with our UI. And again, I will trigger recomposition, and as you can see, I click this button settings, and the recomposition has been made. So yeah, and let's move to this panel. So in this panel there are some options as well. They are usually meant to work with recomposition, performance, and any other thing, but I won't be explaining this thing today because it's more complex, and I should create another video for this one. So let's focus on inspecting UI itself without recomposition today. So the first thing is very useful. Let's say I want to examine this specific elevated card, but I don't want to see parents. So right now I click show only subtree, and now only subtree will be shown. But something is off. So let me do this on snapshot, because it will be easier to show you. On snapshot we can do the same thing, but it will be just easier to show you the same thing right here. So I can click elevated card, and I can show, let's say, only parents. And as you can see, everything below has been removed, and I see only composables above this one. I can do the same with show only subtree, and I can remove all the composables above, so I see only everything below, so everything more specific related or contains in this composable. So yeah, but I don't know why it's not working with layout inspector, but we can use it with snapshot. So yeah, and you can have some buttons like I showed you previously, like expand all, to expand all of your composables. You can have collapse all, so that you can collapse them to the one composables, and of course you have search, used to of course search for your composables and to see your attributes, as I mentioned before. So yeah, but the most important thing is that you can combine them all in one, so that it's useful not to only use them in separation, but you can use them all of them together, like You can show borders, show view labels. You can click on them. You can show attributes. You can show only parents and any other thing. So yeah. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you get some knowledge how to debug UI with Layout Inspector. And have a nice day, and like and subscribe.